when expectations meet reality, when expectations are surpassed by reality, the result of that, the Buffalo Bills are advancing to the AFC Championship with a 17-3 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. As I say that, the butterflies start swirling in my stomach. My nerves are shot. I have had more than a few of these tonight, and I plan on having plenty more. Sorry for the kids watching at home. I will have many adult beverages tonight to celebrate what is one of the most memorable seasons uh, of my lifetime. The Buffalo Bills are moving on to the AFC Championship game. I cannot believe those words are coming out of my mouth right now. To soak in this news post game is very tough for me. I feel like I'm living in a little bit of a dream world right now. As I say during every show, fire off some comments. I want to see some of the best celebratory comments that I could possibly see. There is zero reason to be upset with this effort turned in by the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, it was a close first half, 3-3. Did the halftime report, recapped that first half. It was 3-3. For them to score 14 unanswered points and cruise to a victory. I thought my voice was gone at one point beyond the Teron Johnson interception. I still got my voice. It's still here thanks to the Canadian Pilsner known as Labatt Blue. And I can't believe this, guys and girls. I can't believe this. I did not have a good feeling about this game heading into it. I thought that this game was going to be a very tough test. Credit, credit, credit needs to go to Leslie Frazier, who developed the game plan of his career. Like there were a lot of things in this game stacked against this Buffalo Bills team on paper, X's and O's wise. You looked at this game and you said to yourself, like, this run offense of the Baltimore Ravens is the best in the league. Buffalo's run defense not so great. Didn't matter. Didn't phase the Bills. Didn't phase the game plan that Leslie Frazier put out. And this was without a doubt the best defensive game plan that the Bills have had. The moment that Lamar Jackson dropped back and threw that pass, and Teron Johnson stepped in front of it, he takes it out of the end zone. I'm saying to myself, no, 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 don't take it out. What are you doing? Go to the sideline. Then, 5 yards turn to 10, 10 yards turn to 20, 20 turn to 30, 30 turn to 40, 101 yards later into the end zone to end zone. And the momentum shift from there, the Ravens were never able to recover. And obviously a lot went into this victory. A lot worked in quote unquote Buffalo's favor, I guess you could say, given that Lamar Jackson did get tackled. His head hit the end zone, bounced off the end zone, and he was out, bounced off the turf in the end zone, and he was out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Did not make it through concussion protocol. And the safety side of things in today's NFL, as soon as that head landed like that, you knew that it was only a matter of time before Michelle Tafoya announced that Lamar Jackson would be out. A lot of emotions are pouring out of me right now after this game. Whether you go from being ecstatic to excited, happy, and then you have this, wow, we've made it so far as a fan base. We think of all these games that the Buffalo Bills found every which way to let us down. Look no further, forget about it. Look no further than the 2020 Bills as the team that doesn't let you down, that finds a way to get it done, and a team that has players that step up out of nowhere. I mean, Teron Johnson is a solid player on this team, but he's not the Josh Allens, the Stephon Diggs, the names that we have on this team. He is not mentioned as one of those guys. And for him to make this big of a play in this game to essentially take the momentum right away from the Baltimore Ravens and lead us to victory, this city is indebted to guys like Teron Johnson, Jerry Hughes, the longtime Buffalo Bill. He made a lot of great plays in this game. This was probably the game of his life. And I am just so over the moon with the results of this game. And this is just unbelievable. My phone's blowing up. It's a very bittersweet moment for me watching this game because you have factors that bring you into to what makes you a Bills fan. I talked to the Bills fan that was on the broadcast last week, obviously visibly upset, and you say to yourself, why would he be so upset after the Bills' first playoff win in 25 years? We were brought into this fan base by our past generations, and some of those generations, people within those generations didn't get to see the team that we are seeing right now, and this is the team that we've deserved for the last 25 years, and we finally have it. Levi Wallace made some big plays in this game. Tron Johnson made some big plays in this game, and that's what it takes to compete for a championship. It's not always the studs making the plays. It takes the late round guys to step up and make a play. I really want to get to some comments here, and hear what you guys have to say. Chris Madison says, "I want the Chiefs so we can say we earned the Super Bowl." I want the Cleveland Browns because I want to host an AFC championship game. That's the only reason why I want the Browns over the Chiefs. I don't give a damn who they play next. I'll watch the game with close interest, of course, but I want the Chiefs or Browns, game to be an exciting game. I don't really care who wins out of the Chiefs or the Browns. Michael Trask says, "What a great game by the defense. This was the best game that our defense played all season long, and it couldn't have come at a better time." To say that we went 13-3 with our defense being in the bottom 15 of the league, bottom 10 in some categories in the league, not only a true testament to how great our offense has been all season long, but the fact that we were able to win and find our way in this game against the Ravens on the defensive side of the ball. The defense was the backbone of this team tonight, and wow, I just I can't contain my excitement for this. I'm almost flabbergasted right now. I can't even speak, and I need to be able to speak because I'm doing this show. Tim Giles, how's it going, Tim? He says, "I'm absolutely speechless. A mother who passed away in 1995 from cancer loved the Bills. Should be ecstatic." Man, that's a beautiful comment. And sorry for your loss, obviously, but she's looking down on this team and she's loving what she's seeing. There's no doubt about it. This was man. My grandfather passed away in 2008. We were extremely close, and there were conversations whether we had them over the phone or I'd walk over to their house around the corner, or even when I lived on the other side of town, I'd find a way to go over there, watch Bills games on Sundays. And those years, there were some pretty trying years. The peak playoff drought years. And whenever there's a win like this, you think of who brought you into the fan base, and yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that. So, yeah, Louis Arsenato, nobody wants to play us. True that. And it goes to the fact that I did not feel comfortable picking the Bills in this, as comfortable as I normally do with the Bills, picking the Bills in this game. I felt a little bit hesitant, but I obviously have faith in the team. Now it's open season. Like I'm not even going to feel pessimistic or odd picking the Bills if we play the Chiefs or if we pick the Browns to play and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's very tough for a team to go back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. So if the Chiefs advance, I say to myself, well, history says normally the same team doesn't always advance year after year. That's what makes those four straight Super Bowl teams in the 90s so special. And if we play Cleveland, I'm not high on Baker Mayfield really at all. So, I think we're a tough test for either one of those teams. I did not like Dable's play calling tonight. The first half, Jimmy, I agree with you. In the second half, a lot of things happened that allowed the Bills to kind of get away scot-free in terms of some of those weird play calls that Dable had in this one. I would say, within the last 2 weeks, Dable's play calling has been a subject that Bills fans have been somewhat rightfully so nitpicking, and I don't like the fact that in the first half we only had 3 running plays. I know the identity of this team. I understand that just as well as anybody, but in the playoffs, you have to establish a run game at some point in a game. Buffalo didn't have to do it, though, in this one. It was another game where they didn't have to establish much of a run due to the fact that once Lamar was out of this game, let's face it, with all due respect to the Ravens backup Huntley, he's no Lamar Jackson. I felt this sense of ease and relief once Lamar Jackson was actually out. Not saying that, I was happy he was hurt. I'm not saying that, but competitively, right? I was, a little bit, we're not going up against that guy right now. I want to get to some comments because I did share this on my Facebook as well, and streaming platforms don't allow personal Facebooks to be attached to the streams. So let's go. See, now I can hear myself. So Amanda Aiken says, "Let's go Buffalo, AFC Championship, here we come." Mark Martin says, "It's been a long time." Rob Stoll, shout out to Rob. Your thoughts on the chances of a Bills-Browns AFC Championship game? I think those chances are pretty good. It was a 50-50 chance for us to win this one tonight. It's a 50-50 chance for the Browns to beat the Chiefs. And being that the Bills are the opponent for the Browns, I would love that matchup. But being that the Chiefs, I should say, rested their starters pretty much the last 2 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks essentially that they haven't really fully played, not the regular starters, I should say. So I think there's a good shot that we play the Browns, and I think both fan bases are well deserved to see that take place. I would love that. Eric James says, "Beyond happy, bro." Buddy Eric Ellis, shout out to him. We've had a lot of sorrow watching these Bills over the last X amount of years. It's man, this has been so worth it. I can't even contain. I can't verbalize how I feel right now. It's an out of body experience. So let's get to some comments here on the broadcast as well. Let's see here. Chris Madison said, "I would love the home game. I just don't want the sports networks to say we got this because the lesser of two evils." Who gives a crap about the sports networks? That's why there's guys like me out there and other podcasts out there. The sports networks are such a joke right now, and I say that with no true remorse in saying that on my end, because it is. I mean, I flip through the channels and I see how these guys and girls talk about this team. They're late to the party. They're late to the bandwagon. They're late to the show. They're going to a movie expecting a big movie to come out, and the place. Well, they're going to a movie with low expectations, I should say, and they walk into the theater and it's already full. That's how I feel about the sports media. Weird analogy, but you get my point. Michael Trask says, "Pancho is smiling down on this team tonight." Ezra Castro, the late great Ezra Castro, shout out to him. Met him at the Buffalo Bills training camp. Got to talk to him, and what a guy. He will always be remembered as one of the best Bills fans of all time. So shout out to him. He is always thought of in the Bills Mafia fan base. So, and Michael, today is not my birthday. Someone commented that it's my birthday. Not my birthday today. Don't age me too soon, too fast. So I want to thank everybody for hopping on here tonight. This was a hell of a night. And I honestly, I heard fireworks going off after this game was over, and it just goes to show you that this fan base has been so starved for a winner, and to make it to the AFC Championship game. This is real stuff here. This is the thick of it. One more win, and we are in the Super Bowl. I can't believe it. I can't even begin to verbalize it without feeling a sense of bittersweet. It's bittersweet in a lot of ways, and it's bittersweet for fans that were brought into this team due to the fact that they had a relative or something like that that made them the fan that they are. I want as many Bills fans, as many members of Bills Mafia on this show as I can possibly get. So this show is being relentlessly shared to any and all Buffalo Bills Facebook groups that I'm a part of. I've enjoyed interacting with the Facebook audience. Nothing against Twitter, but with all the terrible stuff going on in the country, I don't really have the appetite for negativity, especially in a year like this. And there's a lot of negativity on Twitter. There's a lot of positivity on Facebook. So that's the path I've kind of chosen in promoting the show the last X amount of weeks, really since the football season has started. Um, Damn the costs of Twitter followers and stuff like that. It's just a number that doesn't really phase me like it phases other people. So, man, I have to say too, today was not Josh Allen's best game. He did make some really great throws. There's a lot of moments in this game where the Ravens had a real good game plan for him. But this wasn't his best day just overall because of the fact that the Ravens had a really good game plan for him. So I think that whatever team we play next is going to try to mimic what Baltimore did to Allen, because I think they did prove something that if you force Allen to throw from within the pocket and take away Allen's ability to roll to the right in particular, or to roll to the left in particular, that could potentially be a factor in his game, a chink in his armor. I'm not saying that it is, but it could be if another team tries to impose that game plan. But Stephon Diggs had a day, and what Stephon Diggs has meant to this franchise, what Stephon Diggs has been able to do for this franchise is unprecedented in an unprecedented year. You never see a wide receiver get traded to a new team. At least I haven't. I've never seen a wide receiver get traded to a new team and then take off the way that Stephon Diggs has, as literally the best receiver of 2020. I mean, numbers wise, you can debate it between Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Some of those names out there. DeAndre Hopkins is obviously the receiver that he is for a reason. A lot of hard work and dedication from that guy put him to where he is. But Stephon Diggs, his debut season as a Buffalo Bill, brand new offense, brand new quarterback. He breaks franchise records. Josh Allen, his third season, he breaks franchise records going into the week of Wild Card Week, playing the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of reasons for people to think, well, maybe the Bills aren't good enough to win a playoff game. Well, they do. They won it by the skin of their teeth, but they won it. Then they have a tougher task on paper to take on the Baltimore Ravens. They passed that test with flying colors. In the second half, especially, the defense puts together an amazing game plan. Leslie Frazier deserves a lot of praise for this victory, in my opinion. I think this was the best game plan that Leslie Frazier's drawn up in his career as a defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, at the very least. And this was a dynamic Ravens team that was on a tear, that was on a roll heading into this game. They won 6 or 7 straight. Buffalo has won 6 or 7 straight now. Buffalo's the hottest team in the NFL. Almost an NHL. That wouldn't have made sense. Buffalo's the hottest team in the NFL, and man, I love the fact that we are here and we are where we are at. It is a very emotional win. This game, I'm not gonna lie. I watched the TV. I sat there for a minute, had to gather myself a little bit. When you are brought up as a Bills fan by an uncle, grandfather, father, cousin, brother, mom, aunt, sister, it's a pretty special thing. And typically that is how it happens. You're kind of initiated into this cult-like fan base that is the Buffalo Bills, for positive reasons, of course. I know there's a lot of people jumping through tables tonight, as there should be. But yeah, you're brought into this and you think to yourself, man, this is pretty special because you're relative was a fan, and then they pass it on to you. So it kind of gives you a responsibility that you carry it with you. I mean, I'm representing the Bills at any chance I can get, whether it's even on this show or whether it's just in my wardrobe. I'm representing the Bills anytime I can. So in years like this, though, where you can represent the Bills for all the right reasons and represent the Bills feeling like, wow, I'm representing one of the best teams in the NFL, to be one game away from a Super Bowl when we hadn't won a playoff game in 25 years. This is a torrid season that surpassed any expectations that I had. You guys want to know my expectations? You can check them out in previous shows predating the season, but I'll just tell you guys for the sake of time, 10-6, winning a playoff game. That was my expectation. No more, no less. That was my expectation. Winning the AFC East was actually my first expectation. Bills won the AFC East. They win a playoff game. They win another playoff game. They go to the AFC Championship. Does it stop here? I don't know. We'll find out depending on who they play, whether it might, whether it could. No matter what, whether they play Cleveland or Kansas City, they are both two really tough teams. But I'm not picking against them. I am riding the hot hand that is the Buffalo Bills, and I would suggest anyone that's a betting man or woman to possibly do the same. I mean, going into this game, I did not have high expectations, and winning this game in historic fashion when Tron Johnson ran that ball down the field from end zone to end zone, it felt like fate. It sounds corny, but the only thing I can relate it to is my experience watching the 2004 Boston Red Sox. And obviously, I'm 28 years old. So, that was what, 17 years ago now, almost 16 years ago. So I was 12, and that was a peak time for me watching baseball, peak time for me watching Red Sox baseball in particular. Yes, I am a Red Sox fan. And there were a lot of factors in even that World Series, and even, of course, the ALCS, where they came back 3-0 and beat the Yankees. There were a lot of things that needed to happen in particular moments that happened every time. I compare it to lightning striking twice in the same place. Lightning would strike twice in the same place for the Red Sox, not more than twice. And that's how I feel about this Buffalo Bills team. It's like lightning has struck the same spot more than twice. They've been able to find a way, each and every way you possibly can, to win a football game over the course of the last 7 weeks. And you see the joy and jubilation, of the players that are on this team, that have been on this team for the last 4 or 5 years since this process started. And they are just over the moon with the results, and understood that these were the results that were expected. And that's when you know your team is getting better. When the players expected the result to take place, it took place, and then some, and then some. The goal was to win the division. The goal was to win a playoff game. There's tiers to these goals. Win the division, 6-0 in the AFC East. Win a playoff game. They do that. Win another playoff game. They do that. Win the AFC Championship. Will they do that? Will they go to the Super Bowl? Will they do that they will if they win the AFC Championship game, and will they win the Super Bowl? They're only a few steps away from completing the ultimate goal, and it's a goal that was a laughable goal for this team for a better part of the last 25 years. And I think that while I've been on this podcast and recording this podcast for the last 5 years, I had to go through a lot of frustration. And it's not easy. I mean, this is not, people say, podcasting is a hobby. I mean, I enjoy it 100%. Does that necessarily mean it's a hobby? A hobby is something you do just for kicks. I don't do this just for kicks. I do this because I feel like I want to put my voice out there to analyze the game of football, and to give another outlet of content for a fan base that greatly deserves it. And, also I feel like some of the outlets out there are not as loyal as what they should be to this team. Granted, this team struggled for 25 years, but Some of these outlets throw these guys under the bus when they don't make a play. That's not me. I respect these athletes and I respect what they've done, regardless of success or failure. They put themselves out there in ways I never could. Literally, I never could do what these guys could do ever. Like there is no there is no you know no doubt about that. I could never step onto an NFL field. I have no shame in admitting that. I'm 28. Obviously, I'm not going to be stepping onto an NFL field anytime soon. So, Chris Madison says, Ryan Thomas, you are doing great. Your podcasts are great. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate the support. And that's another thing too, in terms of what this season has done for my show. I look at things like that too. Like, I knew that it was only a matter of time before this team got really good, and only a matter of time is one thing. 3 years after, Josh Allen's third season, that's another. That's a whole new territory, uncharted territory that we haven't seen since the days of Jim Kelly. So I gotta say, I am I am so ecstatic, to be able to bring you guys this show and to continue to bring you these types of shows because the Buffalo Bills are continuing to win and they're continuing to advance. And I greatly appreciate the support. Bills are going to the AFC Championship game. Let that sink in, Buffalo. Stay safe tonight. Party it up. Party like it's 1995, 1993. And we can always say party like it's 1995, 94, 93, whatever. We always got to go back to party like it's something because we were bad for so long. But take care. Cheers. And let's go Buffalo. On to the next one. One, not done. Stay humble, stay hungry.